Is it about time we put 3 irons back in the golf bag? This video we're going to find out whether the 3 wood is now more efficient and better than, let's say, a 5 wood or even a hybrid. Stay tuned, there's going to be some really interesting results within this video. I've been a teaching pro for over 15 years and we've had a lot of funny interactions with my students where they basically leave 3, 4 and 5 iron at home, or they even use them as doorstops. However, with technology the way it is right now, should 3 irons be back in the bag? Are they easier to use? I mean, is this basically a hybrid at this point? They are getting bigger and bigger, and a 5 wood started to become more obsolete. Now I feel like with the introduction of hybrids, 5 woods kind of went out of the window a little bit. No one started to use them because hybrids were a kind of same lofted but slightly smaller headed and slightly shorter version, which technically does make it easier to play. Now these two clubs right now are almost identical. They've got 0.5 degrees separating them. So the 3 iron is 20 degrees and the wood here is kind of like a really weak 5 wood at 19.5 degrees. So in terms of its loft, I'm not expecting a huge difference in distance. Now, we often talk about length of club as being a huge common denominator as to why one club will go further. So we see here the 5 wood is basically an inch to 2, well, 1.5 inches to 2 inches longer than the 3 iron. Okay, so I would expect to get more club head speed with this. Also, the club head itself is bigger. So we've got a little bit more, I just kind of basically drum this down and go, there's more technology in this 5 wood. I've got a little bit more perimeter weighting for the off-center hits. I'm expecting to see the center of gravity a little bit further back to help me get the ball a little bit more airborne. So should this go further? The answer, in short, is yes. Is it more forgiving than the 3 iron? Now, again, in short, it could be because of its head size. It might not be because of its length. Okay. Now, both of these clubs have been custom fit to me at the Belfry, which has a specialist Titleist fitting centre. That's quite hard to say. So I know these golf clubs are perfect. I haven't got them off the rack. They're not random. They are perfect for me. So I've got no excuse in saying, oh, that club's not perfect. They are perfect for me. What we're going to do, we're going to 3 ball test with both clubs. I've got Pro V1X for all balls as well. So it is as fair as it's going to be. Now, what I'm looking for here is a consistency in ball flight, direction, spin rates, and of course, distance. Now, this is not a golf club I'm expecting to hit the green with every single time. If I'm stood maybe with a 9 or an 8 iron in my hand, I'm sure you guys watching this as well, you'd fancy your chances of hitting towards the target that you want. So you can hit the green, okay? When we get the clubs going longer and longer, we're less likely to do so. What we want to try and find with this is that the bad shot doesn't miss by much. Now, I am on one of the most beautiful holes here at the Bristol Golf Club, 12th hole, going straight up the hill. There's a massive tree there on the left hand side, which you can see. I'm exactly 230 yards away from the pin, pretty much where I expect both of these clubs to go. One may carry, one may roll, one may roll, one may carry. Let's see what the numbers are saying. We've got GC3 fired up and raring to go. We'll go with the 3 iron first, I think, shall we? 3 shots. Let's see the numbers. Oh wow, I've just started with an absolute pure. Is that on the green? I've airmailed the green. Wow. 100 mile an hour club head speed, carry 227. Jesus Christ, was not expecting that. 2 degrees into out path, angle of attack 0.65. Bear that in mind for future videos. I've hit down on the ball, but not massively. One of the numbers I'm really interested in for this video is the launch angle, which was 14.4 degrees. Spin rate 3925. Wow, what a shot that was. I literally have nothing else in the tank to offer this club any more than that. That was immense. Oh, I tell a lie. Oh, I thought when I first picked this up, honestly, middle of the green, 206 carry on that one. That's interesting. Path again, exactly the same, 2 degrees. That was 2 degrees out to it. There's a bit more fadey, that one. It kind of popped off a little bit higher. 6,500 spin. Still the same launch angle, very close to 13.5 degrees. So the difference there, I've cut across the ball a little bit more. I've hit down, I've hit more across it, which generally offers a bit more spin. Carried a lot less. It's actually carried 20 yards less. I can see that visually. That one there has hit the front third of the green. The shot before it kind of caught one of the leaves of the tree behind the green, so it airmailed the green. It was immense. Right, come on, get me that into out path back. That was a little bottom groovy, which will be interesting as well. Got my into out path back, hit down on the ball, so I hit it a bit later. 205 carry. 5,000 spin. Right, I'm gonna give the 3-iron a mulligan ball, okay? Both clubs get a breakfast ball. No, for no reason at all, other than the fact I'm inconsistent. Get this perfect lie. Right, come on. That first one, oh my God. Hooksville, Tennessee, I'm afraid on that one. Just pulled it left. It's gone bloody miles. 228 carry, 4,000 spin, 1 degree out to in, but I pulled it, face was shut. That's why it's probably gone longer as well. Right, really interesting results. 4 golf shots hit, 1 out of this world at 230, pretty much 230 yards carry. 1 was out of this world, but just with the wrong sort of delivery position, which dropped it right down to 205. So I've had 2 at basically 205 to 210 and 2 at 230. Is that consistent? Probably not. Next up, we've got the 5 wood. Now, the big thing from here is to see the consistency of the distance between puring it and off center, because you can see with the 3-iron, it was massive. 20 yards is huge. I say it, and I'm going to say this in the same breath, the good thing about 20 yards is, for this particular shot, 20 yards less of the green, I've actually missed the fairway bunk, I've actually missed the greenside bunk as well, I'm short of them. So that would be a kind of weird positive, but that's just circumstantial. So a 20-yard difference between top and bottom is probably expected in fairness, but it's not ideal. Right, let's see what this one's saying. Takes off like an absolute rocket. See you later. Interesting here one now. Club head speed has jumped straight up. The club is longer, 109 miles an hour club head speed from the original 105, I think it was. So big difference in club head speed, which should guarantee us a little bit more distance. 225 carry with 5,500 RPM, so much more spinny. Pulling it a little bit, the last 2 shots there. This one's missed quite a bit left. It's gone absolutely miles. 242 yards carry. I've just lost a brand new Pro V into the really long thick grass. Situationally, not fantastic. 11 degrees launch angle, so it's launching a little bit lower, spinning a little bit less, carrying further, and I'm faster with it. Right, we're gonna hit 2 more with this. I'm gonna just try and I'm gonna get four numbers off this as well, just to be fair. Right, come on. Guys, that was an unbelievable rocket. Back edge of the green, 228 yards carry. That was a rocket. That was absolutely beautiful. 5,500 spin. So it's launching less, which is interesting. So it's launching a little bit lower than the 3-iron, a couple of degrees lower. A little bit more consistency in my distances, 230 and 240 as opposed to 230 and 205. So it's definitely on the longer side consistently wise. In my hands, it feels lovely to kind of hit. I'm hitting down on it by a degree as well, which is, well, 1.2 degrees, which is kind of basically just under a degree more. So maybe because it's longer, it's encouraging me to hit down on the ball a little bit more as well. But the it sits behind the ball well. And I think these longer clubs like this do just give you that kind of confidence to really just get stuck into it, because it's a beautiful looking thing as it sits down. Right, go again. That's your necky one. Pulled it a touch, right out of the neck, coming back, landed on the green, 224. That is the main purpose of today's test. I mishit it. It launched at 9 degrees. It's launched low off the heel, and it's still gone 224. That is absolutely vital. So my question to you, based on me hitting this, which one do I game? My question to you, which one do you already game? And if you're not sure, the only way to test it is exactly what I've just done there. Good golf balls on the grass to a target, because sometimes not just trusting the data, you need to see things visually. I've hit a couple of shots like that rocket off the very first 3-iron has gone over the back of the green. The rocket off the 5-wood over the back of the green, but the ones where I didn't quite strike it, front edge short or maybe just trickling on. So you need that visual perspective as well when you're testing out clubs. Don't just go off numbers, go off visual. The feel for me, putting these two golf clubs down side by side, I feel like I hit this better, but when I miss-hit this, it doesn't cost me any problems at all. It doesn't really lose me so much distance. And again, I come back to what I said at the start of the video. It's possibly because of the difference in the size of the heads. Basically a bit more technology in this one. So it's a really, really interesting one to add in, because I'm trying to add these into my golf bag. For me, a 4-iron will go about 215 to 220. The 3-wood will go about 240 to 250. So I do need that kind of 225 to 235 in there. A career best is right in the middle with this one. A career best with this one is on the higher end of it, but also a slight miss-hit with this is still longer than my 4-iron. A miss-hit with this is actually shorter than my 4-iron and back into 5-iron distance. So we've got to weigh it up. Ball flights were interesting as well. I'm not using any one in particular when it comes down to, oh, this is a links course or a windy course, because they both launch around about the same. If anything, the 5-wood launches a little bit lower. The spin off this might be a touch lower than this, so that makes a big difference to the flight as well. So there's so much to consider. You've got to get comfortable, you've got to get consistent, and then you can make your decision from there. But very, very interesting test for me, if I do say so myself. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you would do if you were in my shoes, and I'll see you next time.